from Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. Celebrations of the blessed Eid al-Fitr continue in various governorates of the Sultanate. Leaders of North Atlantic Treaty Organization agreed to do more to help countries in North Africa and the Middle East that are targets of extremism. And the U.S. Central Command says military has conducted 2 counter-terrorism airstrikes this month, killing 4 al-Qaeda operatives. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The celebrations of Eid al-Fitr continue in the villages of the Wilaya of Ibri in the Governorate of Zahira through various activities. In As-Safin village, the activities included the performance of traditional arts, horse riding skills show, and poetry recitation. The activities witnessed the participation of all segments of the society in the Wilaya of Ibri. A touristic movement was witnessed by Ras Al Jins in the Wilaya of Sur. More than 200 tourists daily visited Turtle Museum and Scientific Center during Eid al-Fitr leave. The museum contains historical and natural treasures and archaeological villages, artifacts that dated back to 6,000 years ago. It also displayed explanatory pictures about people's life in this place through high-quality screens. The museum also displayed samples of archaeological items from Gershu in Iraq that dated back to 2300 BC that proved the old relations between the two countries. Visitors to Ras Al Jins can watch turtles daily during the summer season and spend a night at the Scientific Center and enjoy its various services. The Public Authority for Electricity and Water finished implementing the Strategic Water Network projects in a number of wilayas of the Governorate of Muscat. This came within the authority's efforts to improve water networks in the Sultanate. The projects included linking the new 1,600 millimeter water transmission line with the pumping station in the Wilaya of Al Amarat, in addition to uplifting electricity power related to Wadi Adai pumping station. The authority as well finished during the maintenance to a number of gate valves of water transmission networks in the wilayas of Muscat, Al Amrat, Matra, and Al Wataya area in the Governorate of Muscat. The Ministry of Education announces that the results of General Education Diploma examinations for the first term of the scholastic year 2015-2016 will be tomorrow. The results will be available starting from 4 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, via short message service. The success percentage amounted to 83%. The Ministry will allow to submit reapplication for rechecking of examination papers and will end all administrative procedures during the period from the 10th to the 14th of July. No applications will be accepted afterwards. Still to come in our news bulletin. 3 astronauts from the United States, Russia and Japan board the International Space Station after a 2-day journey aboard a Russian Soyuz space capsule. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Syrian military said it extended a 72-hour nationwide ceasefire that expired yesterday for another 72 hours. The military high command said that a regime of calm will be extended from 1 o'clock today. Meanwhile, residents of rebel-held areas of Syria's Aleppo today faced food and fuel shortages after a government advance cut the opposition last supply route into the city. Around 200,000 people remain in the opposition-held eastern sector of Aleppo, which has been divided between government and rebel control since shortly after fighting in the city erupted in mid-2012. Fresh airstrikes on rebel neighborhoods killed 4 civilians today, and opposition fighters also renewed rocket fire on the government held west of the city, a day after heavy shelling that killed dozens of civilians. The U.S. Central Command said the military has conducted 2 counter-terrorism airstrikes targeting al-Qaeda's branch in southern Yemen this month, killing 4 al-Qaeda operatives. CENTCOM said that 2 al-Qaeda operatives were killed in an airstrike on July 1st. The other 2 were killed in a July 4th strike in the southern province of Shabwa. Today's statement said the United States will not relent in its mission to degrade, disrupt, and destroy al-Qaeda and its remnants. It added that the airstrikes put consistent pressure on the terrorist network, preventing it from plotting and executing attacks against their allies. It said al-Qaeda remains a significant threat to the region, the United States, and beyond. The NATO allies agreed today to do more to help countries in North Africa and the Middle East that are targets of extremism, including using NATO surveillance planes in the fight against the Daesh group. NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said alliance leaders also agreed to launch a new naval mission in the Mediterranean and made commitments to maintain a stable military presence in Afghanistan and to fund Afghan security forces through 2020. Stoltenberg, on the second day of a crucial NATO summit in Warsaw, said millions of people in Africa and the Middle East have been rendered homeless and helpless by radical organizations like the Daesh, and that the extreme groups are also to blame for organizing terrorist attacks in Europe's streets. Stoltenberg said US President Barack Obama and leaders of the other 27 NATO countries also agreed in principle for alliance surveillance aircraft to provide direct support to the US-led coalition fighting the Daesh in Syria and Iraq. The NATO chief said the alliance will also launch a new maritime operation in the Mediterranean, Operation Sea Guardian, and cooperative closely with the European Union's effort to halt human smuggling operations that have fueled Europe's greatest migrant crisis since World War II. 3 astronauts from the United States, Russia, and Japan boarded the International Space Station today after a 2-day journey aboard a Russian Soyuz space capsule. The capsule docked smoothly with the space station at 4:06 GMT today at a height of 412 kilometers above the Earth. Russia's space agency Roscosmos said the crew entered the station about 2 hours later. The astronauts are beginning a 4-month stay on the orbiting space laboratory. They joined American Jeff Williams and Russia's Oleg Sherposhko and Alexei Ochenai, who have been aboard since mid-May. The capsule blasted off from Russia's manned space complex in Baikonur, Kazakhstan on Thursday. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle and fog. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with a chance of cloud accumulation and scattered rain over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly light to moderate over the coast of the Sea of Oman, while on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea it will be southwesterly moderate to active. The rest of the Governorates it will be south to southeasterly light to moderate. The seas will be rough along the coast of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 4 meters and slight along the coast of the Sea of Oman with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Celebrations of the blessed Eid al-Fitr continue in various governorates of the Sultanate. Leaders of North Atlantic Treaty Organization agree to do more to help countries in North Africa and the Middle East that are targets of extremism. And the U.S. Central Command says military has conducted 2 counter-terrorism airstrikes this month, killing 4 al-Qaeda operatives. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, it's good night.